Good rainy Wednesday morning, Sully Nation. The unfamous Sully Man here. And the reason why it's unfamous Sully Man is because, well, I am definitely not famous. And I haven't done anything to be infamous yet, though the day is still young and my life is still kind of young too. So I am the unfamous Sully Man. No, I'm not on Candy, the big red dragon this morning. We got some thunderstorms going on in St. Paul and Apple Valley. And if it's just raining, I don't mind riding in it. It's just a little wet, but when there's thunderstorms and lightning and all that sort of stuff in the air, I'm straddling about 1,000 pounds worth of metal with very little insulation between me and the motorcycle. I do not relish getting struck by lightning and electrocuted while I'm riding Candy. So I am in my Highlander that has over 222,000 miles on it, and these Toyota engines just take a licking and keep on ticking, I guess. She still gets me to and from when I need to. My wife's been driving her for a little bit now because she needs to, because her Kia Soul is crapped out on her. We got to go get that fixed. But anyway, here I am in the Highlander, staying dry and free from lightning. Now, it's only supposed to be thunderstorms, until about 8 o'clock, but I got to be at work at like 7:15, so I am not going to run the chance of running into idiots out on the highway. I've almost been run off the road a couple times already this summer. I don't really relish anymore, so when it's raining or thunderstorming, I'm just going to play it safe. Not that safety is a huge issue on any point as I ride a motorcycle, but you need to kind of prolong the life a little bit. So here I am just driving to work today. Not much going on. A little bit of lightning. That's what I'm saying. I do not want to be on the motorcycle and get struck by lightning. That would be a bad thing. Definitely an electrocution moment there, and I don't want that. So anyway, just gonna take a leisurely drive into work. It's supposed to be hot here in Minnesota. It's supposed to be like 96 degrees outside, and I do not envy my daughter who has to go to Girl Scout camp today and be out in this heat. So it's not nice for them. I'm kind of hoping they would just like cancel it, but you know how it goes. Got to get their money's worth out of it. Just like any business, you raise money for the camp, and then you got to do the camp, regardless of how hot it is. I know it's Minnesota. Oh my God, suck it up, Sully Man. I mean, come on, have your daughter. She's 11 for crying out loud. Yeah, I know. She was born in Georgia. She was raised for her first couple years of her life running around barefoot in 100 plus humidity heat. Well, in the summertime here in Minnesota, when it gets to be 96 degrees, it gets humid here. So we get temperatures up above 100 easily with the heat index because, guess what? We're the land of 10,000 plus lakes. It gets humid here. It gets hot, so people don't need to sit there and go, poor Minnesota, poor Sully Man's hot. Look, I grew up in the South. I know hot. I've been deployed to Iraq. I know hot. My folks are now living in Texas. I know hot. It's hot. Hot is hot. It does get hot here in Minnesota. Although, up until this point, we've had pretty mild temperatures during the summertime. Or during this summer. So, I mean, I'm not complaining too much. I'm just saying, because, she's 11 and she's with a bunch of other 11-year-olds and younger. Come on, let's kind of look out for our kids, Not to mention, she's saying it's kind of boring because they don't do anything. I mean, yeah, they kind of tie-dyed some socks, made a picture frame, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I mean, come on. Where's the survival skills? Where's the leadership skills? It's not just socialization. Oh, look at all the fun girly stuff we can do. I mean, have we moved past that? It's 2023, people. mean, for crying out loud, Boy Scouts just became Scouts to be more inclusive, to allow girls in there, because the girls wanted to do the fun stuff that the boys were doing. Learning how to fish, learning how to shoot bows and arrows, learning how to start fires, you know. I mean, not fires in a bad way, fires to cook. You know, how to properly set up a tent and camp. Go to week-long overnight boys or scouting camps, you know, where you learn all these skills, get out in a kayak and canoe and around water, and they're not doing that. They're just like, oh yay, let's just have a dance party and sing Kumbaya and all the touchy-feels, giddy, girly stuff that we expect of, or we used to expect from girls and women in society. I'm like, come on, people. It's like, if you're going to allow girls to be in Boy Scouts and call it Scouting, why don't you just do away with Girl Scouts? And just have one organization, call it Scouts. I mean, come on. I don't care if the Boy Scouts is co-ed now. I guess the main difference between the Boy Scouts organization and the Girl Scouts organizations nowadays is that Boy Scouts still has a religious side of things. Girl Scouts, they don't have a religious side of things. They don't talk about God, or it's not in their scouting law or, you know, oath or anything like that. Scouts are still somewhat pseudo of a religious organization, which, you know, I don't care. It teaches you, you know, life-saving skills, first aid, you know, rock climbing, outdoorsmen, protecting the environment, all that sort of stuff. Girl Scouts, what's Girl Scouts known for? Girl Scout cookies. Don't get me wrong, I love good Girl Scout cookies. But that just seems like we're getting away from, you know, teaching women and girls to be strong and independent and have survival skills, you know, and whatnot, and be able to react in a stressful situation in a calm manner, and life-saving and all that sort of stuff. They don't do that. They don't do that. They need to, but they don't. More like a social environment than anything. And every little thing you do, you get a little patch you go on your vest. Oh, we're going to go to Sea Life Park and learn about, you know, the fish. Here's a patch. Did you go on a hike? Did you learn how to catch the fish? Didn't really even learn about oceanic conservation. You just went there and learned about species of fish. Got to touch them, got to feed them. What you can do any day of the week. But you get together as a group with the Girl Scouts and you earn a little patch for it. That doesn't really mean anything for any type of advancement. I mean, you go from daisies to flowers to brownies to Girl Scout, you know, without really any merit badges or advancements. And just, once you get to a certain age, boom, you're there. You start earning little pedals and badges to get sewn on your vest. So that's just kind of what's going on with that. And they always pick the hottest time of the year to go do it too. I'm just come on. They don't even have a winter camp. I mean, scouting organization has a winter camp. For Cub Scouts anyway, it's called the Polar Cubs. You get to go out and camp in the snow and learn snow survival skills. But anyway, I'm not going to rant on Girl Scouts too much. I mean, it does allow girls to be involved and make new friends and all that sort of stuff. Keeps girls out of trouble. So I can't rag on it too much. I'm just like venting a little bit because of everything that happens whenever you are in Scouts. And McKenna does have a good scout leader, not to mention scout leader's daughter is McKenna's best friend. So, and those two, I made the comment yesterday to McKenna that her and her best friend must have magnets implanted in their hips, because whenever they see each other, they just get drawn to each other and attached right there. They don't leave each other's sides unless they're forced to. So it's really sweet that she's had that friend. I mean, she's had this friend since pre-kindergarten, like the first friend she met and made when she was here in Minnesota after I retired from the Army and we moved here. So but anyway, enough of my rant on that. Oh, with this rain, I don't know how my day's going to be. Don't know if we're going to have everybody or a few kids, because parents aren't going to want to put their kids off in a thunderstorm to put them on the bus, or maybe they will. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have a challenging job overall. I mean, my primary job is a building substitute full-time. So when the school year starts, I go to my parent school, which is a middle school here in Dakota County in Minnesota. And I basically go there, and if there's spots that need filled for teachers and whatnot, I just fill in along with 3 other full-time substitutes, teachers, and go from there. If we don't have anything, I just normally volunteer to go down to the center-based connect room and work with the special education kids that are down there. They're more lower functioning, but really a great group of kids to work with. I mean, at that level, it's they're just so fun to work with. Yeah, I mean, it comes with its hazards and whatnot. I mean, but you can't blame the child if they lash out, because they haven't learned, or they don't have the cognitive ability to learn coping skills just yet, or the proper way to learn, so they just kind of lash out. And sometimes you may get scratched or hit or whatever, but I volunteer to go down there knowing that you don't ever blame the child when something like that happens. You just shirk it off and come back the next day and get back to work. Just let the teacher or the para staff, handle the child from there, and you just recover and whatnot. There are people out there that definitely should not be in special education, for what I've seen. And for what I've seen in the St. Paul public school system, there are definitely people out there that do not need to be in special education. They just don't know how to handle it. I mean, for someone that is already diminished cognitive ability, if they're doing something wrong, you can't just sit there and yell and yell and yell and yell and yell. You have to go and you have to take a quieter tone in order for them to get the point that, hey, this is serious. I mean, yeah, sometimes you gotta raise your voice to get the attention to stop the behavior, but you don't always have to sit there and just continuously yell and be mean or try to put somebody in timeout without explaining what's going on, or just because they're annoying you, or if they say something because they're going into first grade and they haven't learned conflict resolution, or they haven't learned that what they're doing at the time as far as play is not the most important thing. They still have a job they have to do as far as learning. So when a kid claps back with hey, can you throw your chocolate milk away that you left here on the table, and they look at you and they go, but I'm playing. You don't need to sit there and necessarily lose your cool and put them in a timeout. You just calmly go, okay, hey, take the chocolate milk, throw it away, and you go back and play. It's your chocolate milk. That's your job to throw it away. And then if you are going to put them in a timeout, you calmly put them in a timeout. And then say you're putting them in for a timeout for a minute, after about 30 seconds after they calm down, you go sit there while they're in timeout, use the remaining 30 seconds, or take some time to calmly explain what they did. Because they don't know what they did was wrong. Heck, I mean, some of these kids that you're dealing with are from troubled homes or from aggressive. They learn aggressive behaviors early, and they don't know. So you got to take this stuff with kid gloves and really start into, helping them reason out what's right and what's wrong and what's acceptable behavior and what's not. And there are people out there that just can't do that, and they don't have the patience to do that. But yet they get into being a para or special education TA or an EA, which are teachers assistants and education assistants. Because they're special education, this should be easy, and it's not. You really got to have a lot of patience, and you don't have the patience. You do not need to be in that type of job. You need to have a lot of patience if you're going to be a teacher just in general. Because I'm telling you, if you're not firm but without patience, kids will eat you up. They will take advantage for sure. But sometimes you got to give a little to get a mile, so. Ooh, those gray clouds look nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. I want to take my phone off the mount and show you the Mississippi River like I normally do when I'm trying to ride, but after I get me a house and a couple new vehicles, I'm getting a boat. I just feel so calm and peaceful being on a river and a body of water, chilling around. Oh, I just love it. But growing up in Alabama, where you had a creek in your backyard, it doesn't surprise me that I feel so calm around water. I mean, I grew up splashing around in creeks and riverbeds. I mean, come on now. I mean, just about every weekend, my parents took me and my younger brother on some sort of hike in the woods. Got me involved in the outdoors young. I like being outdoors. I like being in the woods. I don't do it enough, but I got a hunting season coming up, so I'm going to be in it a lot more, hopefully. About every weekend, get up early, go out, sit for a few hours, see if I can't get a nice deer, get a process, put some meat in the freezer. Many people might be thinking, oh my God, you're a hunter, you're killing deer, blah, 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 killing Bambi. No, I'm not killing Bambi. I don't kill mamas with their babies in tow, and I don't kill babies. I kill adult deers. Or I try to. Look for the big old buck or maybe a younger buck and look for a mature doe. That's what I look for when and I don't hunt with a rifle. I do archery only. I don't even own a gun. Shocking, right? Unfamous Sully man who spent 20 years in the Army as military police don't own a gun? What? Are you anti-gun, Sully man? No, I'm not anti-gun. I'm anti-irresponsible gun ownership, but I'm not anti-gun. Just the dynamics of my life right now, I just don't feel the need to go out and buy a gun. I'm a firm believer that the Second Amendment gives us the right under the Constitution to legally own a firearm under the constitutional and local and state and federal laws that we have in the United States. And if you're responsible, by all means, go knock yourself out. Go buy 1, 2, 3, 20. I don't care. Just be responsible. If you got kids that have mental health issues, don't have a gun lying around. You got a kid that's being bullied in high school or in middle school, Don't leave your gun lying around. Don't give them access to it. And don't be a mom in one state and drive your underage son, who's under the age of 18, to another state with an AR-15 and go walking or strutting around the streets of that city that, you know, is riddled with, like, violence at the time. Don't say you're going to help out because you got medical training. Come on. If you know what I'm talking, if you know who I'm talking about, you know. I mean, not everything needs to be resolved with a gun. I mean, come on, you can talk your way out of just about anything. Or talk your way into just about anything, I don't know. But if you're going to own a gun, for crying out loud, just be responsible with it. I mean, there are people out there like, why do you own a gun? Well, I needed to own a gun. If you're the mindset where you feel like you need to own a gun, you shouldn't be owning a gun. Because those people don't know that when something's de-escalated, they can put the gun away. I'll just keep it out and just start shooting and firing. Kill innocent bystanders and whatnot, or, you know. And you can't tell me that all these mass shootings that have happened here recently, every one of those people got the gun legally. They say, oh, well, they got the gun legally. I'm pretty sure they didn't. If you look at, you know, the law or something like that. Yeah, they may have gone into a gun store and filled out a paperwork to say, yeah, I'm going to register my gun. Then they get the gun, and then come to find out they were, you know, had a felony charge, they had mental health issues and all this sort of stuff, and there's something in their background where they shouldn't have been sold a gun. But a lot of these private firearms dealers and local shops, they, you know, it's a business opportunity for them. They get the money, which again goes to the responsible gun ownership. If you are a dealer in firearms, you have inherent responsibility to make sure you know who you are selling your gun to. Oh, well, he looked like a nice guy. Right. Whatever. Just be more responsible, people. That's all. Now, with that being said, no, I don't own guns, but I do own bows. I do own swords, and I do own knives. And I know how to use them. I'm not threatening people, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, and I don't really feel the need to carry anything like that anymore. I know for a while I did, because it just gave me comfort because of wearing a sidearm for, you know, close to 20 years of my life. I felt naked without something to feel like I needed protection or protect myself with. But now I walk around pretty much with empty pockets unless I'm going like downtown at night, where people get stupid. At least I got something that I can, you know, a little bit something more that I can protect myself with, and my wife and my family if I need to. But anyway, that's just my take on that. I'm trying not to talk politics too much because it's such an easy topic to talk about. Because there is some idiocy. There's a lot of idiocy right now going on in with all these committee meetings and whatnot, just for stupid shit. I'm like, come on. I gotta hear one more thing about Hunter Biden and his laptop, or Trump did this and Trump's doing that, or Trump's the savior of the world, and Biden's evil, or Biden's the savior of the world. I'm like, for crying out loud. Can we move on to better things that's going to actually help the American people? Here's the thing, Congress persons. Most of the people in America, we don't give two shits if Hunter Biden didn't pay taxes for 2 years. Christ. We don't care their naked pictures of Hunter Biden on his own personal laptop. Jeez. Don't go parading that shit in the Senate chambers or House chambers or whatever. Just stop. Americans don't care. We care about if we have money to put food on the table. We care about if we can afford health care for our families. We care about if some wackadoo's going to, when the next wackadoo's going to come into an elementary school or middle school and start shooting people for no reason. Jeez, they're going to a gay club and just start shooting people at random because it's a gay club. That's what we care about. Stop that madness. We shouldn't have poverty. We shouldn't have schools that are low-income schools. Do better. Representatives, congresspersons, do better. That's what we care about. Do better. You're not doing it. Wasting our taxpayer dollars on stupid stuff like gas stoves. Come on. Showing nude pictures of Hunter Biden in session during a committee hearing. Who cares? Nobody does. So stop it. Do better. And now that I'm here at work, I'm going to sit for a minute, decompress from this rant, and then I am going to go to work. Hopefully have a good day. So peace out, people. Remember, from a fitness side of things, life is a sport. Every day is game day. And for the motorcycle part of this stuff, keep the rubber side down and your knees in the breeze and the wind in your face.